dropping by today. I got a Chamberlain belt drive here, model B550. Here's the tools I use. So, you're gonna need a 9/16 socket, 7/16 socket, like a Phillips bit, 1/4 inch bit. I use like a screw gun. You can use like a drill. Wrenches, you need a 5/8 wrench. And you're gonna need a 1/2 inch wrench. Screwdrivers, Phillips, and a straight. And then you got a staple gun, and then you get some wire nuts. Right here's the opener, so we got to bust this thing open and pull everything out. I like to use a table. That way, I'm a tall guy, so I don't like to bend over, so I use a table. Lay everything out on the table. You can lay it out on the floor, whatever suits your purpose. So yeah, I'm gonna pull all this stuff out and show you what comes in the box. So once you got the top busted open, it kind of looks like this. Take this thing here, get it out of the way. Right here's our paperwork. Right there, it's gonna tell your client or yourself how to program your Wi-Fi stuff. There's a little paper Chamberlain sends, got their 1-800 number. Fantastic customer support. So once you get over here, right there is the main power head unit. And then on the sides, we got all the goodies down in the sides. So just go ahead and clear all that stuff out. So once you got all the goodies laid out right there, we got the power head. So what we want to do is just pull this guy out, and essentially this piece of cardboard right there, we want to lay the machine in this cardboard. So let me show you. Alright, so I just lay it like that, and then inside the lids we'll take out the safety sensors, the remote transmitter, the wall button, wire they send for, if you don't have wire, for the wall console, and your other transmitter. Now we're just left with the power head sitting on the piece of cardboard, and we're going to lay that guy on the ground. Once we got it out and laid it on the ground over there, go ahead and pull this guy out like that. Pull that out, lay it off to the side. Down the bottom there, there's our rail. So we want to reach down in here, grab a hold of that guy, pull it out. Get the box out of the way. Lay that rail on the table like that. Now we got this rail package. So we're going to clip these bands and put our rail together. Alright, now that we got it busted open, we want to get the piece that doesn't look like the rest of them. So if we take a look here, which one is it? It's this one here. And also it's got a yellow sticker. So that's going to be our first piece. We want to make sure the yellow sticker is facing upwards. So we're going to grab this guy, and then we're going to grab another piece. Basically what we're going to do, you're going to take all those pieces and you're going to slide them together, and they're just going to lock into place, kind of like that. So we'll take all those and snap them all together. Now that you got your rail all put together like that, we got the yellow sticker facing up. We're going to come to our pile of stuff, get the garbage like the cardboard and just throw that stuff away. We're going to look for a piece that looks like this. Right there. Okay, so we're going to take that piece, and on the end, right here, it's going to slide right in like this. So you want to take this and slide it in there. Just like that. And then with your hand, just kind of just tap it like that, and it'll snap into place. You got it all snapped into place there. Go ahead and pick your rail up, take it over, and you're going to lay that piece right on top of the machine, just like that. So right here, you're going to need a 1/2 inch socket to remove those, and then you're just going to lay it back over the holes like that and put the nuts back on there. So let me do that. You got them on there, just go ahead and tighten them up a little bit. You don't have to get too crazy. Make sure they're tight. Just like that. Yellow sticker facing up. So next we want to come over here now we got some stuff out of the way, so we can kind of just like sort stuff out. So we got our wall button right there. We got our keypad. I'm gonna grab the remotes and play them with the keypad. Safety sensor brackets. Put those guys together and put the safety sensors with those. Right here's the cap that goes on in a couple steps. Let's get these snips out of the way. Wall button wire, we won't need that, so we'll just lay that off the side. Right here's the carriage trolley. We're gonna need that. Put that there. Arm. Here's the header bracket. And this is the door bracket, which we won't need this because we're installing this machine on a Wayne Dalton door, and I'll show you why. But we can put that off with the wall button wire, so we won't need that. So we got stuff kind of laid out. Now we're going to take our bag of goodies and we're going to open it up and just dump it out right here. So now we got all this fun stuff laid out here. So I like to get these staples and just you know, get them out of the way. I don't use them because I use a different type of staple. But you know, we're going to put this guy together first. The inner slide piece on this, we need to, you know, fasten the spring so that way we can attach the belt to it. So this is the first piece that we're going to do, or get the stuff for. Which what we're going to look for is this thing right here that's in the pack. Let's lay that off the side. We're going to grab the chain link, put that with it. We're going to also grab the pulley, this guy right here. We're going to grab that, put that with the pulley. Let's find the nut and washer for that. That's a 9/16, so it's the bigger one. It's only going to be one. That's this size. Right there is the nut. So we got that stuff there. Let's go ahead and grab this. And I like to take it over here. Just kind of lay it right there, right in front of the rail. Go ahead and bust open your chain link. Once you got the pack busted open, I'll come over here and just, you know, put them right there on the floor, somewhere about in that area, just like that. And then we're going to put this guy together. So take that out of the package. What you're going to do is you're going to unscrew that piece off of that long bolt there. Alright, we got it off of there. We're going to notice the end of this, it's a D shape. So you're going to take this. See how I'm holding this piece here? Well, we're going to take this, and like I said, it's a D on the end. So it fits in here a certain way. If I go backwards, it won't go in there so easy. If I turn it, it goes in there perfectly. So once you got it in there just a little ways, turn it around. Take that piece right there, the spring. You're gonna see like this little silver snap washer thing right there. What you're going to do is you're going to screw it in first, that side. That's basically what you end up with right there. Next, get your little pull rope right here and you know, attach it to, you know, the little hole slot right there. So let's do that. Okay, so it should look something like that, guys. Let's go ahead and grab it. Let's take it up here. Let's just lay it next to the rail up here. Now let's go ahead and grab that belt. Take the tape off of it. Okay, so I got my belt. The end of it looks like a little hook. So that's going to go to the front end of it. So let's go up here to the front. Let's lay it down on the ground like that. And just unspool it. You kind of toss it like that, give it a good toss and go that way. So now we're going to pull the front of that belt up here and put all this stuff together. Alright, so we're going to lift up our rail. We're going to take this, we're going to slide it on. See how I'm holding it? We're going to slide it on this way. Just get it on there, come back. I like to bring it back pretty close to where, you know, it connects to the second rail. You know, somewhere in that hood, somewhere in that area. Then what I like to do, grab that belt, that hook on the end of it, and go ahead and feed it through the side there. I'm gonna grab this guy. And this hook is going to hook right into there. Like so. Hold into place. Then what you want to do, come up to the front, take this pulley, take the tape off. All right, take that tape off, put that pulley inside like there. You're gonna grab the bolt, slide it through just like that, put the washer and put the nut on. You're gonna need a 5/8 wrench for the top, 9/16 for the bottom, and tighten it up. All right, so now we got that nice and tight. We want that belt to be right in that pulley. Now we're gonna grab a hold of the belt. We're gonna run it down. Run it all the way down here. And you're gonna wrap it around the sprocket. You know, make sure you don't get that belt twisted. It's very important you don't get the belt twisted, so it's easy to do that. Go ahead and run this belt all the way down here. And then basically with the chain links right there, we're going to connect it, and that's what's going to hold it together right there. Okay, now we got the chain link holding that together. We're going to notice that, you know, the belt's all loosey-goosey, and that's okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to tighten this up. We're going to spin this in right here, and we're going to tighten it up hand tight until that belt is somewhat tight. You know, not super tight, but, you know, I call it hand tight. So just tighten it up a little bit. All right, we can see the belt's a lot tighter. It's not all loosey-goosey. Tighten it up right there. So this spring, what we want to do, get a straight screwdriver and stick it right down inside of there. You're going to see right there in that little washer deal. It's got a little notch right there. Stick your flat screwdriver in there to kind of hold it, and then twist that spring, and the spring will release, and that's what's going to keep tension on the belt. And actually in the package it comes with that orange little cardboard thing. It tells you how to do it. So let me pop this spring. All right, so now it looks like that. Go ahead and take your 1/2" wrench and go ahead and tighten up your belt. You want to tighten your belt up so, you know, it's kind of super loose right now, so we want to tighten that up. We want to take some of that bounce out of it. You don't want to over tighten it, but you know, you don't want it too loose. So go ahead and tighten it up. All right, so now I got it tightened up to where it's definitely not loose, it's not over tight, so it's right in that sweet spot. So now let's disconnect it. Let's go ahead and send that guy all the way back there. Next, you want to grab this. It's in the plastic pack. Just take those 2 screws out. Take that out of the package. Now we got it out of the package. You're going to need a 1/4" bit or a nut driver. Take these 2 screws. All right, so take that cap, put it over the sprocket, put in your 2 screws. When I put those 2 screws in, I really don't over tighten them because you can break that plastic cap, so just go easy on it. All right, so there you go. Now we got the machine all put together. Now we got to wire up the sensors, we got to wire up the wall button, and hang it to the ceiling. All right, so now we're going to mount the header bracket. So we're going to grab that header bracket, and we're going to grab 2 of these wood lags. All right, so like I said, we're doing this on a Wayne Dalton right here, so this is not like a torsion spring. So it looks a little different from what most of you have out there, but nonetheless, it's all the same. So we're gonna wanna put this bracket, typically, I like it generally in that area there, you know, a few inches above the tube. So before you screw that to the wall, that bracket right there, that's what your curved portion of your arm is going to amount to. It's going to attach right there. So you want to make sure that that's in line with each other. are really close, which I'm holding it right there and maybe scooted a little bit, but that's pretty close. You know, just make sure that's in line and go ahead and lag it to the wall. All right, there it is. So that's done. Since this is pre-wired and I don't have to run any wire, I can go ahead and just raise the door on up. So now we're gonna hang the garage door opener. We're gonna get it up there and locked into place up front to the header bracket. What I like to do is I like to take a pair of vice grips, come over here, raise the door up out of the opening and vice grip it to the track to keep the door right there. Just like that. And the reason I do that is because I'm going to need to get up in here to attach the front of the machine. All right, so now we're gonna take our opener. I'm gonna pick this guy up. We're gonna go up and over. You know, don't skid it across the face of the door. You know, go at an angle at the top, and then once you get it up and over, you can stick it underneath that bar, the front of the rail. Once I get close, I know my rail's up the front, I'm gonna push it up there and stick it underneath the rail, so that way it holds it. Just like that. We're gonna come over here and we're gonna look for the largest pin, this cotter pin. We're gonna get the biggest one. So I get my little step stool. Right there's the front of our rail. We're gonna grab a hold of it. We're gonna put it in place up there and put the pin in. All right, just like that. So now we can kind of see where we need to hang the machine to the ceiling. All right, so we're gonna do the wall buttons. So you're gonna need your wall console right here. If you flip it around, you'll see red and white. Loosen those terminals up. We're gonna need the 2 screws that it comes with, Phillips screwdriver, and some wire strippers, which I didn't mention before. We'll need wire strippers for sure. All right, so on the wall, I got a pre-wire situation. So I'm gonna take this cover off, and back behind here is gonna be a wire. All right, so I got the cover off. I found the end of the wire. So I'm gonna strip the end of this and see what colors we got to work with. All right, got the wire stripped and we have a white, green, red, and blue. I like to use, personally, white and red just because that's what I've always used. Green and blue, I can pull off to the side, I can cut them off, I can wrap them around that wire, whatever. So then we're gonna take our red and white. We're gonna take our red and white and we're gonna strip the ends of it. Once we got the ends stripped, we're gonna grab our wall console and we're gonna notice it says red and white. So then we're gonna hook it up accordingly. Red wire to red terminal, white wire to white terminal. Should look something like that. Now we're gonna take that wire, a whole bunch of it, but I'm gonna tuck it all back in that box. Okay, so there's the 2 holes at the plate you took off the screws. So we're gonna grab our screws and we're gonna take one of these, and since it's pre-wire, you use the ones that have the blunt end. The ones that have the point, you know, that goes into drywall or mollies. That has a blunt end on the end of it. So I'm gonna stick it in there. I do the bottom one first, screw it in. You have to take it in a ways, and it may take a couple tries to get it adjusted perfectly. So take your wall console, you're gonna hold it upright. Down here at the bottom, you're gonna see where that head of that screw goes into there, right there. That's where it seats and sets. So go ahead and just stick it on there. So it slipped right on there. So now what you want to do is lift that cover open. You're going to look through the hole there and you're going to line up the other hole. All right, there it is. Take that last screw, stick it in there, tighten it down. You can definitely feel when it starts to get a little bit tighter. You don't want to overdo it, just snug it up. That way your wall button doesn't jiggle around. There you go, guys, it's all good to go. There's your wall button. So we're gonna be doing sensors next. So take your sensors and your sensor brackets. pull these guys apart. They got this yellow tape here, and you know, they're put together right here with these bread ties. So take it apart, separate them. I already got one put together right here. But so essentially, you want to, you know, get your sensors unraveled right here. You're going to look for those two items right there. Basically, this guy just fits right inside of there, just like that. And then your bracket, your sensor bracket. So let's put our sensor like that. Our bracket's going to want to lay just like that. And then you're going to put your wing nut right there. All right, we got our sensors put together, so now we can go put them in place. So let's go ahead and grab one. Come on over here. Put it right there, just like that. All right, we're gonna need our staple gun and our wire strippers. So here's our pre-wire, and we were lucky enough where the wire was coming out. I didn't have to take the plate off to get it and run it through, put the plate back on. So yeah, it was already out. Same concept like the wall button. You know, strip the end of the wire, you're gonna have those 4 wires. We're gonna continue to use red and white. So basically, take your sensor, 1 to 6 inches off the floor. You're gonna take that sensor and you're gonna hook it right into that vertical track and push. It's kind of tough, but you can do it. Looks something like that. So now we want to take our wire, and you don't want to cut it too short, you know, to reach that wire. Give yourself plenty. You can always cut some off. So let's do that. All right, I got it cut off, got plenty of wire. We're gonna split that wire so it's gonna be a black wire and then a white wire, and strip the end. That's what we got. We got a black wire, white wire. So now I take the pre-wire and I put the 2 dark colors together, the black and the red, and then I put the white and the white together. Wire tie them, then put your wire caps on it. Just like that, red to black, white to white. You want to trim the end of that wire. Make it look nice and clean like that. And then take your wire caps and just twist on the end of the wire. Just like that. So now you're going to tuck that wire back into the hole. Alright, you get it something like that, and then just staple it to the wall real nice and neat. So it's going to look something like that. Now go do the other side, exactly the same way. Alright, we got both sensors wired up. I went ahead and hung it to the ceiling. I didn't show you guys that because I was running out of battery life and I had to charge up the camera. But I do have another video showing how to hang a garage door opener. You just basically screw that piece to the ceiling, find your studs, and then hang down, just like that. I like that angle of my rail. You don't want the back of your machine higher than the front of your machine. If anything, you want it sloping downward just a hair bit. So now we're gonna hook up the arm, and then the wire in the ceiling, we're gonna pull that down, and we're gonna figure out what goes where, plug it in, set and test it. We're all done. Hey, cool little tip I can show you is you can physically drill through the track with a 1/4 inch drill bit and nut and bolt it to the track. That kind of eliminates this guy from getting knocked off of there really easy. I definitely recommend that. Little tip trick right there. And also don't forget your back stopper bolt. You know, some of you may put it in, some don't. I don't know. It's best you just put it in because they send it. So Hey, thanks for hanging out today on this cold Texas day. We'll talk to you soon.
Ciao.